Hello again, welcome to my math tutorial number 57, dated 24 July 2025. My name is Mr. Lovex Lorengo. The topic today is Commercial Arithmetic 1 in Form 1. The content under this topic will involve conversion of currency, profit and loss, discount, and finally commission. In this first part, I'm going to handle conversion of currency, I'm going to handle profit and loss, discount, and finally I'll handle commission. Welcome. Conversion of currency. In each country, there are financial institutions which are tasked with selling and buying foreign currencies. Foreign currencies is bought at the lower rate and sold at a higher rate in order to make a profit. The current exchange rates are accessed at various banks which are authorized to do the business. The tables have two columns titled buying and selling columns. When a citizen of a given currency when a citizen of a given country of given currency exchanges local currency to foreign currency, the selling column is used. Therefore, it means that when a given citizen wants foreign currency, the bank is going to sell to that person the currency. That's why they use the selling column. Therefore, the transaction is put on the bank side, the bank selling. Therefore, the person is buying. Therefore, we use the selling column. While from foreign currency, if a citizen of a given country has foreign currency and they would like to acquire local currency, we use the buying column, because it's now the bank buying the foreign currency from that customer or citizen. Then the transactions can be summarized as follows. When we are for cable, when you are changing foreign to Kenyan currency or to local currency, we use the buying column for cable. And Kefose, in the case that when you are changing Kenya currency or the local currency to foreign currency, we use the selling column. Therefore, the abbreviations are for cable for buying foreign to local currency, and the Kefose for selling when you are converting local currency to foreign currency. Now, any being, answers must be written to the degree of accuracy required, as stated, i.e. decimal places, singular figures, or nearest whole number. No decimal part involved in that case. If not stated, the entire answer on the calculator must be stated. Example 1. A Kenyan bank sells and buys foreign currencies at the exchange rates shown below. We have buying column in Kenya shillings and selling column in Kenya shillings. 1 euro is sold at 1 euro is sold at 147.86 Kenya shillings, while is bought at 147.86 Kenya shillings, while is sold at 148 Kenya shillings. $1 is bought at 74.22 Kenya shillings, while is sold at 74.50 Kenya shillings. An American arrived in Kenya with 20,000 euros. He converted all the euros to Kenya shillings at the bank. He spent 2,512 Kenya shillings while in Kenya and converted the remaining Kenya shillings into US dollars at the bank. Find the amount in dollars that he received. In this case, the exchange of currency from euros, foreign currency, to local currency, Kenya shillings. Then the balance was changed back to euros, that the dollars, that's common, the foreign currency. Now, using for Keba and Kefose, we are going to change the foreign currency to local currency using buying column, and the Kefose, we are now going to use the selling column to convert the remaining balance in Kenya shillings to US dollars. Therefore, in the bank, 1 euro is sold at 147.86 Kenya shillings. What about 200 euros? We are going to multiply the number of euros we are having times the price of 1 euro, which is going to give us 2,957,200 Kenya shillings. the balance after spending 2,512,000 would be 445,200 Kenya shillings. Now, in the side of Kefose selling column, $1 is sold at 74.50 Kenya shillings. What about how much will 445,200 Kenya shillings maybe buy? In this case, we cross multiply 445,200 times $1 or over 75.450. That gives us 5,975.84 US dollars. That's the amount of money that he will obtain after the balance has been converted to US dollars. Example 2, a Kenyan bank bought and sold foreign currency on 2 different days as shown below. On 28 December 2024, it was like this. Buying one sterling bond was bought at 130.10 and sold at 130.54. On 29th of December 2024, one South Africa land was sold at was bought at 9.52 and sold at 9.58. A businessman arrived in Kenya on 29th of 12 2000 and that is on 2024 with 50,000 sterling bonds. He changed the whole amount to Kenya shillings at the commission of 5%. While in Kenya, he spent 7% of the money and changed the balance to South African rand before leaving for South Africa on 29th 12 2024. He was not charged commission for the last transaction. Determine the nearest land to the next land, the amount of money he obtained. I think this first case, we are going to talk about the price on the first day. This should be date 28, not the 29. Now, using for CAB, he was having US dollars, sterling bonds. He wanted to convert them to Kenya shillings. Now, this is for CAB. We use the buying column. One US sterling bond was sold at 130. Now, times the number of sterling bonds he had, we get 6,505,000 Kenya shillings. Now, it was charged 95% commission. Therefore, 5% commission. Therefore, it means after being charged a commission of 5%, he was left with 95% of the money. That's 95% of 100 times 6,505,000. That gives us 6,179,750 Kenya shillings. Now, the balance after spending 70% of the money in Kenya will be 30% of 6,179,750,000, which translates to 1,853,925 Kenya shillings. Now, the balance was converted to South African rand before leaving to South Africa. On the following day, the South African rand, that is a new foreign currency, we use the FOSE, that's the selling price. The South African rands were sold at 9.58 Kenya shillings. Now, that means that if he had 1,850,925, how many South African rands could he buy with that amount? We divide by the price at which the rand was being sold. That gives us 103,520.354906 South African rand. We were told that we give our answer to the nearest rand. Therefore, it means we avoid the decimal places. That gives us 103,520 South African rand. We are going to talk about profit and loss after having gone through conversion of currency. In this section, we are talking about buying price, selling price, and the difference in them. If the selling price is more than the buying price, a profit is made. If the selling price is less than the buying price, then a loss is made. Profit is made when the selling price is higher than the buying price, while a loss is made when the buying price is higher than the selling price. Now, next is discount. Discount is the amount allowed on the market price. It is given as the difference between the market price or the price tag and the selling price. Discount is marked price minus selling price. This one is a result of negotiation between the seller and the buyer. When the buyer and the seller negotiate the price, we experience a discount if the seller reduces the price of the item or of the services to a lower value than it was indicated early or than it was advertised. In most cases, discount is a result of negotiation on the price between the seller and the buyer. Now, these three aspects will be dealt with in the following subsequent examples, that profit, loss, and the discount. A business ready sold a shirt to a customer after allowing him a discount of 20% of the marked price, which was 500. The business ready still made a profit of 25%. Find the amount of money the business ready had paid for the shirt. In this case, there is a discount given, but still with that discount given, the sales ready makes a profit. Therefore, we are going to say that the marked price was 500. That 500 is taken to be 500%, but the selling price is 20% because a discount of 20% was allowed. Therefore, the remaining price will be 8%. 8% of 100% of 500 would be 400 shillings. Therefore, the price tag was 500. The selling price was 400. A discount of 20% was allowed. Now, this 400 shillings on the side of the sales ready was still a profit of 25%. Therefore, it means that the 400 shillings, which is 8% of the marked price, is now 125% of the 125% of the buying price of the sales ready. That means that 100% or 125 equals to, that's 100 or 125 times 400. It means the ready had bought the shirt at 320, advertised this at 500, and later gave a discount and sold it at 400 and still made a profit of 25%. These questions are very common even up to KCSE, but students do miss them because of, we can say, lack of reading keenly and understanding the question. Example number 4. A wholesaler sold a cell phone to a retailer making a profit of 20%. The retailer later sold the cell phone for 3,120, making a profit of 30%. Calculate the amount of money the wholesaler had paid for the cell phone. Now, a wholesaler is the first seller. Therefore, it means this 3,120 was 130% of the price that the retailer had bought, because he made a profit of 30% after selling it at 3,120. Therefore, it means 3,120 is 130%. What about 100% of that price? It translates to 2,400. Therefore, it means the retailer had paid 2,400 for the cell phone to the wholesaler and later sold it at 3,120, making a profit of 30%. Now, this 2,400 is 120% of the price that the wholesaler had bought it. Therefore, 100% of the wholesaler's price would be 100 over 120 times 2,400, which is 2,000. Therefore, it means the wholesaler bought the phone at cell phone at 2,000, sold it to the retailer at 2,400, making a 20% profit. The retailer sold it to a customer at 3,200 and for 3,120, making a profit of 30%. Practice questions are here. You can screenshot or post the video to get the questions. The marked price of a car in a dealer's shop was 450,000 Kenya shillings. Naseku bought the car at 7% discount. The dealer still made a profit of 13%. Calculate the amount of money the dealer had paid for the car. This is a similar question, the ones that we have done in example 3 and 4. Part 2, a trader bought 306 trays of eggs at 120 shillings per tray. He later discovered that 8% of the eggs were bad and could not be sold. If he has to make a profit of 25%, how much should he sell the good eggs per every tray? Thank you for watching. Welcome in advance to my math tutorial number 58, Commercial Arithmetic 1 on commission. Thank you.